What's going on, guys? This is Blake Steele, BDS Outdoor Services. I want to do a 300-hour machine on my new Kubota 75-3. So these machines haven't been out long, but I got a land clearing contract out in Texas. So if y'all watched any of my other videos, you know I'm from Georgia. So I came a long way down here to Texas, and I picked this machine up middle of January, I think January 10th. Don't quote me on it. And now February 28th, I have 320 hours on this machine. So this skid steer in a month and a half has been working hard. It has been taking a beating, and that's why I think it would be good to show y'all how good this machine actually is. Cosmetically, it's not the prettiest. Also, I have a loft nest mulcher. I'm not getting into that in this video. I like that too. If y'all want to see another video on that, let me know. But for now, it's just the machine I'm going over. But so far, I mean, this machine, it's gotten scratched up. That headlight's cracked. I did that about 10 minutes before I filmed this, or I hit a branch. So once a light, this machine is so new, there's no light guard brands out yet for it. But the second one does, I will be getting light guards and replacing those. But I mean, this machine, like I said, 300 hours, 320 to be exact, not a single mechanical issue. It has performed flawlessly. So I have been thrilled because, like I said, for the amount of hours, I can't afford to have downtime on it. But I mean, as you can see, scratches everywhere. It's being used like a machine. That's for sure. It's found a tree or two. You can see for there. Backlights are fine, of course, but I mean, it's been a great machine. So I guess we'll start with the pros. So like I said, on the exterior, it's performed flawlessly. It is no engine issues, no cooling issues. That's what I will say for one thing. You know, those mulchers draw or create a lot of heat. This is completely stock cooling. I have seen zero issues for cooling wise. It has, I'll show you all the interior. I have not seen the coolant temps get over 180, and I have not seen the hydraulic temps get over 160. And 2 days ago it was 92 degrees. So back home in Georgia, that's about as hot as it will get. And I have had zero issues cooling this. Granted, it's not a huge mulcher, but they still create a lot of heat. And this machine is working full load the entire time. It's great on fuel. I've only been using about 20 gallons of fuel a day. High flow works great. It has, I opted for the reversing fan. So I'll show you all that actually. Let me take this cover, this whole cover comes off. Get my phone down. So main cooling pack's underneath here, but I have it set in 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes that fan reverses, and any grass, any leaves, anything that gets on top of that or that screen gets blown off. So that's one thing that's helped keep it cool. Something else I'd like to add is, you know how skid steers are a pain to work on. This machine, maintenance wise, is a dream for a skid steer. Opening the engine bay, air filters right there, fuel's on the back door now, so the cooling pack's over top, oil filter, fuel filters, hydraulic fills right there, engine oil fills right there. Cab, it only takes 2 bolts and you can raise it one-handed to get to everything else and to clean it out. So I love this machine maintenance wise. Like I said, plenty of power. I mean, for a 75 horse machine. So I know all y'all know-it-alls are gonna come in and say, why don't you get a 97 for land clearing? Well, I still do landscaping back at home, so that's hard. I mean, you can't fit a 97 on a lot of yards. So I wanted something that could do everything. And I mean, I don't have the budget for a $150,000 combination yet. And as well, I have a 250. I'm trying to stay under CDL. So this combination, I'm at 24,000 truck and trailer. So I'm legal still to tow this. So I'm like, those are the 3 reasons I got a 75 horse. And out here, you can see the brush. This is performing great. I'm knocking out a lot in a pretty short time. So there's not really a power issue. When I get home, I'll be mulching oaks. That'll be different. But for now, power's fine. Let's start with the cons on the outside. The first con I would say is for the drive. I think that the drive gears could use a little bit more torque, the final drive. It struggles a little bit sometimes to get those tracks moving. I wish it just had a little bit more torque in the tracks. Something else is they've done a pretty good job sealing this machine out, keeping debris out. One problem is in these cracks where the cylinders go, it gets filled up with stuff. I mean, I clean that out regularly, but I'll show you all in a second. This one especially gets pretty bad. See how full this one is? Problem is that's not sealed off, and all that stuff connects straight into the engine bay. So you got to watch out for that on both sides. Sticks and stuff, that's how they get into the engine, which of course is a fire hazard. So you got to watch out for that. Like I said, there's the tracks. I don't have too many cons on the outside. I'll let y'all know if I think of more, but those are it for now. One other pro I'd like is the undercarriage is fully sealed. There's no wires hanging out, so I don't have to worry about sticks catching anything. That's another con made me think of. The front end takes a beating, but the hydraulic quick connect wires are totally exposed right there, so they get hit all the time, which concerns me a little bit. But no damages so far. Like I said, mainly cosmetic, like the headlights and stuff, but 0 mechanical issues in 300 hours. So let's get into the cab. I got to get this fixed when I get home. I have a list, but a stick or something hit that thumb switch so hard that it bent the internal mechanism. It actually hit that, opened the door as I was mulching something. So that's bent. So it's very difficult to open that door right now. You can still get it done, but it's not the easiest. I might have to set my phone down for that real quick. Okay. So interior, I still have the seat cover on as long as I can. I love the interior. Very, very spacious. I mean, I'm 6'3", so any cab might be a little bit big for me or small for me, but I can't really complain. AC works great. There's the AC controls right there. Air ride seat, which is nice. I have the door open right now. Let me close this. Plenty of headroom. The rear visibility is decent. But I mean, most of it's on the backup camera. One con I would like to say, especially for a big dude like me, I don't like the location of this screen because your knee rests right here the whole time, and after a while that gets a little old because that's not the most comfortable. But a nice operating screen. I'm not showing y'all my password, but once you're in the screen, that's the main diagnostics, all your temps. You have the vital page that, let me start it up, shows you all your important options, everything you need to know about the machine, all your temperatures, everything. You exit out, you have a full maintenance log of everything you need to change, which that's nice because I like keeping track of all that stuff. Duty log, this is the coolest feature to me, is that, as y'all can see, this machine's being worked. Let me wipe off this screen real quick because dust gets in, of course. yeah, so this machine tracks hours worked each day. So that's February, or today's 29th, but that's January. So you can see I picked it up on, what day is it? I believe, yeah, the 10th. January 10th is when the 3rd through 5th was the dealer setting it up. Picked up on the 10th, headed out to Texas on Friday, and then I started work on the 15th. And here we are today on the 29th. It's worked almost every single day. And as we sit right now, I'm at 328 hours on the machine. So radio's built in. You control that through the screen. Here's the throttle. It's just a turn knob. That's nice. Foot pedal, of course. I wish this acted as a decel, because even if it's at full throttle, it doesn't do anything. I wish you could make that a decelerator. That's one thing I wish they would fix, or not fix, but change. Settings, tons of settings in the screen. I wish it would stay focused. You can change the brightness, machine lockout, reverse fan settings. You could change how sensitive the tracks are, multiple profiles. One thing you could even change the camera, the position of the camera, which is crazy to me. You can add notes. There's a lot of stuff you can change or mess around with. So I've really enjoyed this. Number one pro about this cab is that, you know how the dash or the old Kubotas, how they were. This cab is so quiet, you could barely hear the machine running. I mean, it might echo a little bit on the camera, but this is the quietest, or one of the quietest skid steer cabs I've ever been in. All the controls are right there for the high flow, engagement, turn off the regen, cup holder right there. It's like I said, this cab is super quiet. It's just no complaints there. It rattles a little bit, but I mean, it's a roll-up door. That's expected. Dealer's gonna adjust it for me when I get home. Yeah, but so far, zero complaints about the cab. Really zero complaints at all on this machine. I've absolutely loved running the skid steer. And I'd be interested, because like I said, this was 2024. If anyone has more hours than me in one of these Dash 3s. So, because I'm leaving late March here, heading back to Georgia, and I should be at 500-ish hours when I come home. So I'm racking them up on this machine, and I'll keep y'all informed on if there's any issues. One thing I forgot to show is, if you don't like the touchscreen, you can use this and control it that way. All the controls. So that's nice. But yeah, it's just, number one complaint is I'm a big dude, so it can't really, but like I said, just a little bit more leg room width wise. And I wish the armrests could widen out, because I hang off, this is my operating, I kind of hang off the edge a little bit. That's a little bit uncomfortable. I just wish these were like an inch, maybe 2 inches wider. But besides that, a very comfy machine. I really have nothing bad to say. One thing I was annoyed with when I got the machine, but this is not Kubota's fault. When I first got the machine, it was very low on fluids. When I checked the hydraulic oil, it took an entire gallon of hydraulic oil to get it to level, and it took 3 quarts of engine oil to get it to level. And in the hydraulic tank back there, if I can get the focus, there's a gauge right there. It wasn't even on the gauge. It was way down there, or down below it. Like I said, it took an entire gallon to get that to the level. But besides that, no really complaints. I mean, it's been a great machine so far. So I'll do a 500-hour review too when I head home, and just keep y'all updated. But like I said, one of the best skid steers I've ever ran by far. I've been in Caterpillars, I've been in Bobcats. Very good visibility out of the cab. That reminds me, because I've ran a T76 a couple times. And you can't even see the tracks. Visibility is horrible. When you're in the cab on this machine, you can see the very front of the track all the way to the very end down there. You can see the entire track width, which is very nice, especially if you're in tight spaces. Makes it very maneuverable. And it's just that's my number one thing, is this machine has very good visibility. So I enjoy that. But yeah, so it was a quick little review. If y'all want to see more specifics, let me know in the comments. And like I said, if y'all want to see a video on the mulching head, I'll do that too. But yeah, so this is my new machine. Putting hours on it quick. So just let me know what y'all think about it, and I hope you enjoyed.